Happy Tuesday. I hope all Canadians out there had an amazing Thanksgiving weekend, and those in the US that celebrated Columbus or Indigenous Day, that you had an amazing Monday. Topic of conversation for today is mental wellness. Last week was Mental Health Awareness Week, and it really made me reflect and do some research. A few crazy stats that stood out. 1 in 5 adults in the US suffers from a form of mental health illness. And the duration between the onset of some symptoms and then seeking treatment, 11 years on average, which is really bad, and we need to counter that. And I know that the stigma around mental health is being broken down, but it still definitely does exist, and I think a lot of people still feel ashamed or feel like they're operating on their own and in silence. And I'd really encourage you all to make sure that mental and physical health is priority number one. It should take precedence over anything else, and that you use the resources out there to really act on items early, address any challenges or issues that you may have or may think that you may have, and use your network to talk it out and figure out what the best solution is for you. On a personal level, I've learned that the hard way. Back in 2010, I had the opportunity to go and spend almost 2 years operating in and out of Iraq, doing environmental and social impact assessments post Gulf War. Really, really exciting project. But for our safety, being Westerners on the ground there, kidnapping risks, we were based on the US Army base for the most part in Basra, and we were targets quite regularly for rocket and mortar attacks onto the base, as well as every day going out onto the ground. We were operating out in remote areas and oil fields, and everywhere we wanted to go, we had to sweep for unexploded ordnance. Every person on a phone was considered to be a risk as you were driving by. Bags and garbage on the side of the road could be a risk, and so a high pressure environment, responsible for a team of 10 people there for their safety and for the execution of the project. And super high stress, but at the time loved it, really embraced it, but didn't see the onset of some stresses showing up. In between stints, I'd go back to Dubai where my wife was based, and certainly in those decompression periods, super tired, very grumpy, impatient. I'd take advantage of the expat lifestyle and probably drink too much, and really lost the fitness regime. And those kind of subtle indicators I didn't really realize existed or took notice of them. And then when we moved to Perth after the time in Iraq, that's when they really started kind of shining through. And I certainly felt like I suffered from anxiety. I constantly felt like I needed to go to the bathroom. I couldn't be more than 50 meters from a restroom without stressing about it and feeling very anxious. On multiple occasions, felt like I was having chest pains or heart attack symptoms, and went to the hospital to be checked out a few times. And so really suffered for a year or two. I addressed it at the time by training for an Ironman, having a really positive goal to aim for, forced a lot of clean eating, healthy living, and a lot of physical training, and that really balanced out the work side of life. And having an amazing support network around me was super important. And today, the way I manage that in this role is I have a really good routine. I wake up every morning and meditate for 15-20 minutes. I've recently deleted all my social media over the last few months and don't have that as a distraction in my life. And having an amazing kind of work-life balance and really prioritizing that. And we drive that into Vector as well. We want to make sure that everyone understands that they can take time off, that it's completely supported, that mental health is an absolute priority, and we do everything on our power to make sure people appreciate that, look out for each other, have the support network there even when they need it. And I just think it was a really good week to reflect, take note, and make sure that we're all conscious of our own mental health and the challenges that people may be experiencing all around us that we're not aware of. So it's really good to always check in with them and make sure they're okay. So with that, happy Tuesday, and I'll see you next time. Cheers. Bye.